The transformation of every sector in Guyana is linked to the massive intervention of the PPPC government since it assumed office approximately 28 months ago. Guyana's agriculture sector is among the key pillars in the nation's development. The food sector received some $38 billion in budgetary allocation this year, approximately 7% of the national budget. In 2022, rice, livestock, and cash crop farmers across Guyana received more than $109 million in flood relief grants. Further, 7,500 fishermen were paid over $1.1 billion. To cushion the impact of the rising cost of fertilizer for farmers and to limit the pass-through to food prices, $1 billion worth of fertilizer was purchased for free distribution to farmers. The National Drainage and Irrigation Authority (NDIA) facilitated the rehabilitation of pump stations at Albion, Manarabisi, and Maibikuri in Region 6. Rehabilitation of sluices was done at Union, Leguan, and Cane Grove, among other areas. The dredging of the Pomeroon River mouth is ongoing following the procurement of 2 excavators and a pontoon. The construction and the rehabilitation of pump stations to the tune of $1.3 billion are progressing in Blackbush Polder, Adventure, Canal No. 1, Versailles, Cottage, Andrews, and Kosher. NDIA is now servicing the islands of Wickenham and Leguan in the Essequibo River. The government has budgeted some $743.7 million in 2022 for the development of the fisheries sector.
Fisheries is critically important. It supports thousands of jobs. It supports thousands of truck drivers, the ice houses, the boat operators. So it is critical, and we are working on supporting this industry, building capacity.
Brackish water shrimp production increased by over 400% from January to November 2022. During that period, the production was 548,920 kilograms. $200 million was budgeted for the second phase of the brackish water shrimp production. For the cage culture, 8 cages were procured for cage fishing and have been stocked with tambuke fingerlings. Some 216 livestock farmers have been trained in animal care, animal husbandry, feeding and sanitization, and animal health. The government, through the Guyana Livestock Development Authority (GLDA), was able to procure 64 breeding bulls from Texas for genetic improvement. A total of 472 Barbados black belly sheep have since been imported to Guyana, 131 sheep in the first tranche, and 342 in the second tranche. The animals were imported here to kickstart the government's 1,000 heads of Barbados black belly sheep program, which was launched by the president in March. 178 sheep will be distributed shortly, while another 200 will be distributed to 4 special groups as soon as the infrastructure works are completed at the MMA ADA scheme. At present, the flock size is 494 as a result of births. Preliminary civil works were completed for the establishment of a modular pig slaughtering and processing facility at Garden of Eden. In 2022, rice exports amounted to approximately $185 million. Guyana also gained Lebanon as a new export market, with more than 24 tons of packaged white rice being shipped to the country in 2022. Drying floors were constructed in regions 2 and 4. To technologically enhance the rice sector, a T-20 drone was introduced for research and development, and the digitization of the rice lands is 80% completed. The New Guyana Marketing Corporation (GMC) trained 1,635 agroprocessors in 2022. Guyana now boasts 11 agroprocessing facilities, with the latest being a state-of-the-art agroprocessing factory at Fort Wellington, Region 5. The $37 million investment will see approximately 700 persons, including farmers, agroprocessors, women, youth, and other stakeholders from regions 5 and 6, benefiting from improved services geared at increasing the value and extending the shelf life products. 3 farmers' markets were held successfully in February at the Lusignan Market Tarmac along the east coast of the Marara, Albion Estate Road, Region 6, and the Orthotron Conference Center last May during the inaugural Agri-Investment Forum and Expo. The Agriculture and Innovation Entrepreneurship Program, which is a brainchild of President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, has earned over $5 million to date. The flagship initiative produced over 36,000 pounds of vegetables, including broccoli, cauliflower, lettuce, carrots, bell pepper, tomatoes, chili peppers, celery, and parsley. During the launch of the project in January, the head of state made it clear that the undertaking will stimulate and promote significant economic growth in the lives of young agriculturists. To date, about 120 shade houses were constructed, and more than 100 young graduates from the University of Guyana, the Guyana School of Agriculture, and interested stakeholders from Barbados are benefiting from this project. Guyana has made steps to double its floriculture production to create more jobs and supply at least 75% of the local demand.
In terms of the President project of the cut flower or the cut roses, that is a very successful project and it's a force. It's a force for Guyana here. We have seen here in Guyana roses, many persons who want to purchase rose imported. Now we are producing on a weekly basis 400 roses. By the end of February, that will increase to 800 roses weekly, and that will be a continuous process. So I think in another year from now, we can satisfy the entire domestic market in Guyana, where we can supply all the roses that are needed. So that will be a tremendous boost. We have seen a number of single parents are benefiting from this project already, because we at the farm at Nari, we are selling a rose for $500. One rose, and when you take back that to the market, they are selling it between $2,000 to $2,500. So you can see how much money the person can make.
Meanwhile, the export volume of coconut and coconut products from January to November 2022 amounted to 7,375 metric tons. For that period, export earnings from coconut and coconut products amounted to $1.9 billion. On August 8, 2022, the Industrial Hemp Bill was passed in the National Assembly, paving the way for prospective growers, processors, and builders to maximize the significant opportunities that the hemp industry has to offer. A draft plant health regulation was developed under the 11th European Development Fund (EDF) program through collaboration with ICA for improving the SPS regulatory environment to help improve trade regionally and internationally. Additionally, with technical assistance from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), work have commenced for the development of a food and security bill. This will be the first food and security bill in the CARICOM region.
All in all, for me, I think 2022 was very successful, and the trend will continue in 2023. I think 2023 will be the year that we will have to ramp up more production in various areas, and 2023 will see more large increases in the various sectors, especially the crops.